Today, we're going to get you set up with Google AI and give you some top use cases and how to do them. If you're new to my channel, I create videos on everything AI and focus on the most efficient, low cost, low risk, high reward solutions. Subscribe for more. What we're going to do is start you off with what is Google Bard and what can it do. Well, Google Bard is from the giants at Google. Using an LLM, they create AI that can generate text, translate languages, write different kinds of creative content, code applications, and even answer some questions. Right? The power of Google Bard is that it's highly integrated with the Google ecosystem. This is currently free and is a really powerful way to explore the power of AI. What we'll do today is have Bard chat with itself, enable our extensions, create content, output to Google Docs, chat with images, and do some more advanced items. This is all just touching the surface, so if you want more features and a bit more of a review, leave a comment. So go to bard.google.com and click on Try Bard. It's going to ask you for your terms and conditions. You can just scroll down and you can click on Accept. To have a disclosure, you can just click on Continue. Right, so once you've logged into Bard, you're going to be given an interface very similar to this. It is under experimentation, so this view may change in the future, but really simple interface. It's giving you a bit of a warning here. It is processed by humans, so don't enter any information. So don't enter your credit card details, personal information, anything like that, or anything that you wouldn't want anybody to review ultimately. So you can just click on Dismiss, and this is the interface where you can now start typing in your prompt. So enter your prompt over here, and what you would do is type in anything that you'd like assistance with. So you can basically ask for assistance for creating content, brainstorming ideas, or anything like that. All right, so let's do something really fun to start off with. We're going to do a conversational style dialogue where Bard is going to actually converse with itself, and we're going to make it be two protagonists, one for Android and one for Apple, and let's see if it can argue with itself. So as you can see, it's actually able to go and follow its own back and forth, and it looks pretty cool actually. So hopefully you enjoyed that. That was a bit of fun just to get us going. Alright, so you've had a little bit of fun with Bard, and it can have a little conversation with itself, and it's really fun. What I want to do now is level you up immediately. I want to enable the extensions, and this is going to ultimately help you with your productivity from the get-go. It's going to enable you to do YouTube searches, it's going to enable you to do map searches, it's going to be Google Hotels, Google Travel, and basically conversing with your Google files. Really easy, let's go. So you want to enable your extensions on the top right hand. Click on the puzzle. All right, so what you can do is you can enable the Google Workspace, and what that'll do is it'll connect up to your Gmail account. So you can just click on one of these over here for now. So let's just say sum up a doc. All right, so find my resume. That's not what I want to do. I want to go and say summarize points and hit enter. All right, so as you can see over here, I've got a couple of emails, and ultimately it's given me a bit of a summary of what I've viewed. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty powerful feature. All right, the other extension that we could look at doing is the Google Maps. All right, so you can basically click on that and find something nearby. All right, YouTube, you can basically click on this and say research a topic and say how to use Mid-Journey for starters, and so here's all the YouTube videos on Mid-Journey for starters by Level Up Plus. So again, as you can see, pretty fantastic, and it's almost like your assistant, so it'll help you ultimately get information at your fingertips. So that's extensions, and really powerful tool that you can play around with. So what's incredibly powerful about applications like Bard is its ability to create content. It's got a vast amount of training knowledge and training data sets that can create topics and information about almost anything. So what we want to do is prime it with a prompt. So I want to do a climate change expert, and I want you to create 5 ideas which can be used to promote awareness in my office. All right, so what we're going to do with this content is create the content, and then ultimately we're going to pump this through our Gmail to pass on to our colleagues to see which options they'd like. All right, so let's hit enter. It's given us 5 different options over here, and what we can do now is pass this on to our colleagues. So what we can do is click on the share and export button over here, and we can go draft in Gmail. Once it's created the email, in the bottom left it'll say open Gmail, so you can do that. Now what it's done is it's created a draft email, and what we can do now is type in our recipients, and we can click on send. We can just say hey team, which option do you like? All right, and hit enter. All right, so you can now obviously click on send, and it'll send it through to your mailing list. So quite a handy little feature that. And what you could also do is, if you wanted to now start expanding on it, you could say, all right, I like option number 1, or I like option number 2. You can now expand on this. So let's just say here, create a poster design for option 2. Simple and bold call to actions. Right, so what we want to do here is expand on item number 2, and let's create a poster for the office on option number 2. We want to do a simple and bold call to action. It's created an awesome little placeholder for us to put in the headline, the sub-headline, the body, call to action, and pop in your email address over here. So what you can do now is just push this straight into Google Docs. So you can go share and export, pop it into Google Docs, and you can now start modifying the document. All right, so what you can do now is ultimately create your poster inside Google Docs and make this a nice big font, and we can try find some, and we can just basically start editing this over here. All right, and we can pop in a nice big image if we wanted to do that. So I use things like Ideogram or Midjourney. So if you want to check out any of my other videos on how to use image generations, I use Ideogram or Midjourney. All right, yeah, and then ultimately there's your quick and easy poster and design. So really powerful stuff off the bat over here. Okay, another really fun thing that Bard is really good at doing is to chat with images. So what I'm going to do is show you how to do that. So what you do is you click on the upload image icon over here and find your image that you would like to chat with. So I'll choose that one. And what it'll do is it'll upload the image into the environment. And I'm going to write here, describe this image. It's a 9-banded armadillo on the ground. Okay, great. I didn't even know that. Yeah, all right. It's covered in a hard shell made up of bony plates. Legs are short. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. All right, so it's done a pretty decent synopsis of what that image actually is. All right, so now we can ask it even more questions. What does this creature eat? And where in America is it found? So what we've done over here is really started chatting with the image itself, and this is a really great thing about Bard. It's able to sort of follow on conversations and ultimately give you what you're looking for, and you can start asking it more and more and more questions, like how many toes does it have, how many kids does it have, basically probing it with more and more questions because it now already knows your subject. Right, so what we're going to do now is create some spreadsheet type of outputs from Bard, and it's really good for sort of plotting trends, descriptions, and giving you timelines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say here, can you make a spreadsheet of the history of the computer, have timelines and the significant milestones? All right, so what it's asking you to do is connect to your Google Workspace. All right, so you can just click on connect. What it's done over here is it's created the year and the timeline. And as you can see, it started in 1642. All right, so here's a pretty decent overview. All right, so what you can do now is click on export to sheets. All right, or what you can do is view other drafts. All right, so this is really important. So you can now choose different times, different styles of output. All right, so you can go draft 3, and this is what it looks like. Draft 2 and draft 1. All right, so if the first one that it produced for you wasn't quite what you were looking for, hit view other drafts and click on the draft 2 or draft 3. All right, so that's great. I think I quite like draft number 2. All right, and what we can now do is export it to Google Sheets. It's going to create the spreadsheet for us and open Sheets. All right, so as you can see, it's enabled us to create the content, output into Excel or into Google Sheets. And what we can do with this from now is start creating a bit of a story point to it and create some graphs and doing whatever you'd like with it. So if you've made it this far into the video, you're obviously excited about the bonus content. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And what I'm going to do is just going to show you something really cool that I found in searching the features of Bard. So what we're going to do over here is upload an image of my office. And don't judge, this is what my little workspace looks like at the moment. So there's my workspace over here. And what I'm going to do is describe this image and where to buy the items displayed on the picture. Get me costings and lowest prices. All right, so why am I showing you this? Well, sometimes you get a picture of a home magazine, take a photo of it, and you're not sure where to find it, where to get it, what the best prices are, and you have to do a huge amount of research. So why am I showing you this? Well, now you can recreate your office exactly the same as mine. No, just jokes. All right, so what I've done over here is I've obviously asked it to describe the image of my desk and my environment. It produced 3 outputs over here, draft 1, draft 2, draft 3. I quite like the output of draft number 2. So what it's done is it's ultimately scanned all the items on my desk and it's produced a list of the items over here. So if you wanted to replicate something in a store or in a book or anything like that you've seen, you can ask it to do that. All right, so you can buy these types of items over here, and it's basically done the best it can to try and source the information from you, or source the information for you. But now it's obviously up to you. You can just go look for MacBook Pros, Dell Ultra Sharps, Blue Yeti microphones, and printing of the eagle. All right, so a really fun feature, and hopefully you get some value out of that bonus content, and play around with some of your other stuff. Give it a go.